Hello, my name is Reed Hunt. I am the CEO and co-founder of Making Every Vote Count. And I am the only person in American history who went to high school and to law school with people who won the popular vote and lost the Electoral College. There are reasons for that, and they don't have anything to do with me. I'm going to be explaining them today. Let's look at the situation in the United States. I'm showing right now a map in which you can see that in many, many geographic locations, the majority of Americans who could have voted did not vote. When we talk about democracy, we can say two things. We can say this: freedom is just a word for nothing left to lose, and that is obviously not just a lyric from a really, really great song. It is also a counsel of despair. It is also a way to say the system doesn't have anything to do with me. It is a way to say I'm irrelevant. It's not real freedom. Real freedom is the condition of liberty. What liberty means is that the people who enjoy liberty have real freedom that is guaranteed by a government that will protect their rights and a government that will do what the majority of them want done. The essential component of freedom is equality. All animals are good, but some animals are more equal than others, was George Orwell's way in the book Animal Farm of making fun of totalitarian governments, of making fun of their claim to establish an equality of the working class. The only way to guarantee equality is the franchise. The franchise means the right to vote. If people can vote, then the majority of them can throw the bums out, can replace a government that doesn't do what the majority wants with a government that, the voters hope, will do what the majority wants. So these are the building blocks of a democracy. These are the building blocks of the only kind of government that has ever been invented for the purpose of guaranteeing real freedom for everyone in the polity. These are the axioms of democracy in America. These are not necessarily what is, they are what should be. Number one, the presidential candidates would seek the votes of every American in the general election. The presidential campaigns would compete to drive up voting by all eligible voters, and all the votes that they would seek would have equal weight. All would matter equally. Then in office, the president would be incentivized to govern in the best interest of the country as a whole. Let's talk about how these bedrock principles have been expressed in the history of America. Patrick Henry, 1774. That's before the Declaration of Independence, but when people like Patrick Henry began talking about the concept of America in a way that inevitably led to the Declaration of Independence, there he was in 1774 saying, "I am not a Virginian, but an American." In 1787, in the Constitution, we look at the very beginning, "We the people of the United States." It doesn't say "we the states of the United States." It doesn't say "we the states that are just getting together to cut a deal with each other." The bedrock principle is that we the people are the foundation of the Constitution. And on into history, in 1850, in advance of the Civil War, we have Daniel Webster saying, "I was born an American, I will live an American, I shall die an American." He wasn't saying that he was the resident of a particular state or a region. He didn't say, "I'm a New Englander." He said he was an American. It's a bedrock principle that to be an American is to have a claim to be free. It is to have a claim to be equal. The presidential selection system we have, however, the same one that produced this strange anomaly of me going to high school and to law school with people who won the popular vote and lost the Electoral College, it is a system that denies equality and denies full freedom to Americans. First, votes do not matter equally. Second, presidential candidates do, in fact, ignore 4 out of every 5 Americans when they're in the business of trying to get elected. Third, incumbent presidents are motivated to reward blocks of electoral votes, regional groups of states, and not to govern in the best interest of all in the Union. From 1892 to 1996, no one had any reason to notice what I've just said. That is because in those years, in that more than one century, it was always the case that whoever won the popular vote also carried the Electoral College.